Kaye here with NanaKayDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook on Etsy.com. We're still working on the Sunny Sunflower Days. I'm trying to make several videos, one behind the other, trying to keep them at a minimal length. So let's get back to work on this thing. We are kind of, I'd say, midway through our second signature. We just got through doing a video on this tag and some other things that we've done. So we're going to now, as I told you in the last video, we're going to get the tag done. It's got to go in here, or I'm going to make a big journal card again, a big handwriting card for that one again. And I just got some little ideas I want to play around with. I like my heart-shaped dolly here, and I think I want to make kind of a pocket out of that. So I am going to see about attaching it. And this is going to be a little bit intricate because it's going to take a little bit of gluing here. So patience is a virtue right this minute with all these cut lines. But I really want to glue it, say, right about here. And I may do it shorter than that. We'll see when we start putting it on the paper. I'm just going to try to attach a little bit of, I can't do a lot of gluing without just going through every single line, but I want to get it down enough, at least on the edges here, where there's no punch outs, and just a little bit of glue here and there if I can get it. It's not the easiest thing in the world, glue. But what I want to do is just kind of get an idea of how big or how much of this heart I want to use. And the reason I'm putting it on a piece of paper is I want to make it kind of a pocket, like a hidden journaling spot. And I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it over. A whole lot easier. And I think it's probably easier to put the glue on this side and wrap it than trying to put it on the dolly. Really? What do y'all think? And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Dolly, dolly, what? I call them dollies. I don't know what they're really called. I've heard different words. But see, that worked good. Went ahead and put it on there. And I don't have any more of my wipes, so let's do it that way. Okay. Now, the problem is what am I going to do when I cut it out? So far, so good. Let me just kind of cut this like this. And I am going to make it a little bit thicker than this by using a piece of cardstock again, which I always got a little bit kind of on hand. And I don't want to have to cut it but one time, so we're going to glue this to the paper and then cut out because it's got a little bit of zigzag lines on it. And I'm hoping I'm putting enough here that we're getting sturdy enough. I'm really thinking we need to add one more piece here. Just a piece of paper, guys. I don't know. We'll see in a minute. Let's put it on first. It doesn't matter which side this goes on. It's white. This is just to make it stronger. A stronger pocket. Now, my issue is simply this. I don't know if I want to cut all them zigzags out. So I think I'm going to take my pencil. I think I'm going to just try to draw my lines. This is my cut line here. I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. Now I got my head in the way. No, you couldn't see. Okay. I'm just drawing my shape of my heart right at the very top of where all those little spines of the dolly comes out. Just kind of trying to stay at the top. And if it doesn't look right, we'll then go in and cut the zigzags out. But I think I just want to do it this way. So I really do not want to do so much intricate cutting. And I'm going to tell you why. This is going to be a secret writing pocket to hide some secret writing in. And I don't want the little points to bend. So I'm trying to cut it where it's got a smooth edge. I hope that makes sense. And I may do a second layer just to be safe. I will tell you in a minute when I can feel it. Nope, we're good. I don't think we need to do anything else except just maybe smooth that out. Right there. Make sure we're good and smooth with our glue. Yeah, there's our little secret writing spot. Now I'm going to take my ink and ink the edges. Right here. Then I'm going to go in and find me. All right, this is all going on the card that's going in here. So now I'm going to go in and find me a piece of clip art to go right here in the center of that heart. I don't know if I have anything I'm really going to like. Or anything that's specifically going to fit. I don't like the color. Oh, I love my cats. I kind of like my cat. Y'all know I love cats. Yeah. Oh, but I like this too. Now that, because it's a secret writing spot, I think I like that with the book and the coffee. Oh, and I went and got my cup of coffee. Made my husband's breakfast, cleaned up my kitchen. I done all that before, since that last video. I mean, I was knocking it out over there. I don't have one with a dog, but I do kind of like, I think I like that. Let's go with it. Let's don't sit here and spend so much time worried about what's going to go on it. Let's stain the edge of this so we can get some color that'll stand out against that white. Yep. So that's the pocket to our secret writing spot that we're going to do. I like that. Okay, so let's get it glued down. Kind of centered. Okay, so we've got the pocket made. Now, my idea now is I want to make a card out of one of these. And I think I like the bench because this looks like somebody could sit and read there. So this is going to go on there. So now what we've got to do is take our pencil and cut this one to where it's going to fit in this pocket. So I need to open my pocket and see. Okay, this is a, all right, so this is a pocket that's got the little tongues on it. So I was able to open it just about the whole way. So I'm going to cut this one, not a whole lot. I'm going to make this a really nice big one. I'm going to cut maybe a 1/8 on that side. No, maybe a quarter inch on each side. Okay. Slide it out. Wait a minute. Slide everything up out of the way. Put that there so we're not losing it. And get this on here. Get them straight. I bought a red ruler hoping I would always be able to find it on my desk, and I still have trouble finding this bright red thing on my desk. I got a blue one too. I got a silver one. And I couldn't tell you either one of them are. I am the world's worst when it comes to my supplies. I just haul them here, there, and yonder because I work everywhere I go on this stuff, and I misplace my stuff constantly. Huh. That's probably why I have so many duplicates of stuff, is because I'll misplace it and go buy another one and then come up later on and find the one I misplaced, and that's why I have so many duplicates of stuff. And I've got to get better at it because the economy is getting so bad. Can't do any wasteful spending anymore. We have really got to knuckle down and get on a budget. The whole world, I think, has got to get on a budget. Okay, let's see if this is going to fit in here. Hopefully you can, oh, my head is in the way again. Hopefully you can see it. I don't have the backing on it yet, but that's what seems to want to go on this edge. All right, I'm not going to fight with it. It would fit. I just need to open a little, but you know what? We're going to cut off just a little bit more. And then, you know what? We're fine. So we're going to put it right on that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll just be exactly 5 inches wide. Let's cut it again. Cut take my top again and turn around and make sure that we are level. I see a little bit of overhang right there, and so it's going to be a slither cutting off again. All right. Let's see, just a tiny bit at the top. I knew it was a little bit off for some reason. All right, there we go. So now that should fit in with no problem. Yep, that's going to go all the way down. Okay, that's what we want. Next, we have to decide on height. And I don't want the full length of the page. We want our stitches to show. And that's another thing. Maybe I do need to bring it down smaller because I want the stitches to show on both sides. Or either I need to go stitch around the card. Which do we want to do? I don't have my brown thread in my machine right now. Stitching would be some kind of pretty. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to go in and let me think about that. But this is pink thread, so that stitching won't work. Do I have any stitchings that are already pre-done in the brown? There's one. All right, we may work with our stitchings, guys. Since I don't have any brown thread in my machine, let me pull out some of the brown stitchings. This is where they come in handy. Okay, and if I do stitchings, they will need to go around the outside edge. I think just at the top and this whole edge. Yep, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do stitchings on. All right, so next we got to actually put our line paper on. And I don't think I have any more line paper printed for this journey card. And I really, 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 really want it on the back. I really do. So I'm going to have to cut the video off a minute. Go into my system and print. Wait a minute, I might have enough right here. The good Lord may be smiling on us, guys. I may not have to cut it off. No. Let me look. Yes, we can do it this way. Lord have mercy. I have one piece left. Okay. All right, that was just wonderful that I had that piece left for that journaling spot. Okay. Okay, let's lay it down on that edge. All right, it's nice and firm. And I still got a little bit more for a couple more cards. All right, let's see if we got any hangover back here and up here. I see just a tiny bit right there. I don't like that hangover. Pull that off. And on the back side, I got just a little bit right here. All right, that looks nice. All right, now we're going to have to add two things. We're going to have to add our hidden pocket here and our stitchings on each side. So we want to make sure that we have space on each side for the stitching. Okay. I do try to put a line of glue right straight down that middle to catch all that threading, to make sure that it gets glued tight to the page. And don't ever have to worry about it unraveling. Stitchings are available on the NanaKayeDesigns.com. I do not sell physical products on Etsy anymore. They are all on our base website. It's just too hard to try to have it on two different ones, trying to watch for something that needs to be shipped right away. So we did put all of our physical products, anything that has to be shipped, on the NanaKayeDesigns.com site. So if you're interested in any of these stitchums, We do have them available. Okay, there's one down that side. This is just a simple, quick, and easy way to dress up a card, your journal card, your tags and things. If you do not have a sewing machine, you can buy these. I think they're $6.95 by the dozen. If you want other color backgrounds, you can special order. You just give me a email to contact you at. You contact me through my email at KayeDesigns.com. There's a message line there. Or the Altered Book Nook at gmail.com. Again, the email to contact me if you want to do a special order on any of these stitches is the Altered Book Nook at gmail.com. So, these are available on our site. And yes, I do. I machine stitch every single one of these strips. All right, there's that one. I don't think we need one at the top. What we're going to do at the top, I think we're just going to stain, and we may cut the corner. Now, the corner is going to be a little difficult to cut simply because of that stitching. So let's look at it real quick and see what kind of a corner we can get. I like that big round corner before. Let's see if we can get that off without making too much of a mess with that stitching. And it worked. Well, it worked, guys. I was able to do it. Okay, let's make sure this height is right. Before I punch the bottom, we want to cut some of it off at the top and the bottom, and we do. We're going to need to cut some off. As you see, it's not going into there as much as we want it to. So we're going to come back again, and we're going to cut from the top. And I'm going to start with 3/4 of an inch. We may need more, but that's what I'm going to start with, and go from there. I may do a little less. So let's go 1/2 inch because I don't want to cut so much of my sunflowers off. That's the whole idea we want the print. Make sure we get it lined up straight and cut it right there. Okay, so I don't need that piece anymore. All right, cut that off. Let's see how much more we need to go to get this to fit properly into our book. Why is it looking crooked? There we go. I want it to cover. So the stitching at the top is going to show through if we cut maybe 1/4 inch off the bottom. Maybe 1/4. Not a lot, just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. All right, let's go again. Let's get these corners punched. I am definitely cutting through thread this time, so it's going to give me a little bit of a struggle, but we will get through it. I like these nice rounded edges on these great big journal cards we're doing. That one's going to be a little tough. Try one more time. If not, we will. Okay, we're going to have to... Oh, it did it. Huh. All right, it just didn't pop at me. Usually it pops back here in my face. See? All right, got that. Now we're going to stain the edges all the way around. Remember, we had stained them before, but now since we've added the stitch them on, we're going to go back and restain it. To me, the stitches are just cute. That's such an easy way to get stitching on your designs when you don't have a machine. Right, there's that. Stitchings are a trademark of the Altered Book Nook and Kaye Designs. Just so you know, that's one of our trademark designs. We have applied for a trademark on it. The process does take a while, but There we go. That looks really nice so far. I'm just not happy the way it's not sliding on the side all the way like I want it to. I want it to go all the way down on this side. That looks good to me. All right. Put it in however you want. Okay, now we're going to get our hidden journaling spot right here now. So all we want to do is glue the bottom part of this half heart and just a little ways up the side here to make a pocket. That's all I'm trying to do, to make a pocket. Okay. Center it between the stitching there. Okay. All right. This journal card has a pocket in it. Pressing down to make it seal tight. Okay. That is absolutely gorgeous. Now we want to make a secret journaling spot there. And what I want, I think, is a piece of journaling paper that we have from another project. These seem to be pages that are glued together. I don't want those. Give me a second. I'm going to reach behind. Wait a minute. Here's one. No, that's got writing on it. All right, let me find one that I haven't used. Guys, give me just a second. Just 1 second here, please. I'll be right back. Okay, I found a piece right here. I'm going to make this into a little piece. Just take a piece of ephemera and I'm going to make it into a folded up journal piece. Let's get it level so we're cutting straight. Scrap off. Okay, now let's go dive into our little fussy cups and see if we can find something pretty to go on that one. And I kind of like that. That's just a simple design. Okay. Oh, I gotta do something else, guys. Got to do something else here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. We've got to make sure it's going to fit in here. All right, we're going to cut some more off. Let's see. We're going to need to cut this hidden journaling piece off about right there. So I'll put a little mark there. Get my brain working right this morning. We already knocked out a lot today, so my brain has a right to have a little glitch every once in a while. I just contribute that to my age and say I have a right. I've earned that right. All right, now we go. Let's go. Now, we've got this down. Press all the air out from behind that and weld that paper really down good to that paper. All right, so what we're going to do at this point is we're going to look at this piece. And our first piece is going to fold, say, right about... Come on, down a little, down a little, right about there. Okay, that's our first fold. Okay, now so that you don't get bulk when you're folding these things, you fold your next fold and you leave just a little bit more space. Don't push it right up against your first fold. Give it just a little bit of air there so you can get a good flat press. Same thing again. Instead of right there, I'm going to move it. See where my fingernails give it just a little space? I'm going to get, well, that's enough, a lot of space there. Because that's all the folds we're going to be able to get. And I folded it where when it first comes out of the pocket, you're going to be able to see this. And then you'll just be able to unwrap it and do your writing on it and tuck it back in that spot. And that goes in there. Now let's see if we still got plenty of soaps. Can glue that little lip right there down. So let's get that down. I see a couple little lips sticking up right there. And we'll glue into that. Put it down tight. Okay, we want to stick it in there. And if it doesn't hide it completely, we're going to cut it off some more. And it doesn't. Well, you don't even really have to if you don't want to. But I really want it hidden, so we're going to cut it off some more. And we're going to have to refold it. I'm going to pull this one off. Oh, well, I was going to pull that one off. Let's just cut it on that line. Trial and error, that's okay. Trial and error, okay. Let's see if that one's going to hide it. Okay, well, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Yeah, there we go. It's not folding evenly, but you know what? We're going to go with it. Oh, that doesn't fold it. Well, I'm going to fold it from this end. Fold it from this end so that my beautiful picture is what you're going to pull out first. And you can fold it back this way. That also is a good idea to do it that way if you want to. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that last little bit of lip right there off without cutting my paper, hopefully. Okay, there's my little secret journaling spot right there. I'm going to slide it back down in there. Oh, let it go all the way. And it didn't. So what are we going to do? We want to hide it all except for that little piece in the center. So let's come in with this and break that and do something more decorative like this. Cut it off on these edges. Let's see if I cut it down enough to hide it. If not, we'll go find a bigger one. Okay, it didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like this and like this. To make it okay. Cut it right across there. And cut it right across there. When you open it up, you're going to have a little gap right there, but that's okay. Still pretty on the lighting spot. And we're going to slide it back in there. And that will pull out. This probably would have worked better if we had put lips, but there you go. There's your little hidden rungy. So you can still got a little bit of thumb here you can pull it out. And there's that. So now, let's slide that into here. And there's your card with your secret pocket. All right, so that one's done. Now, let's go. I had actually cut out some more of these. And I've got extra pages over here. I've got some more tags and things that's not been cut out yet that we can work with. We've got some sayings. Lots of stuff there. Got lots of doilies we might can do something with. So, let's see. What else do we want to do to this book? Maybe something on one of the tea stain papers. I love that tea stain paper right there. I really don't even want to touch it. Nice, beautiful writing spot. We got the doily on the back side that might need a little bit of decorating. So let's flip on through and find it. Right there. That's that. So I told you before, I just actually cut it out. What I did is I measured it with one of these. But you could actually, let's look at this. Let's look at the possibility. Now, when I'm folding a doily, you want to try to match the two sides. So you got a point here and a peak here. So I'm going to fold it over like this and try to line it up on both sides even with the punch outs and all the same, okay? And what I think I'm going to do on this one is make another hidden writing spot if we can get it in there to do that. Okay. And the only way we can do it is to glue it really tight just at that bottom. Okay, let's go with that. Let's just see. Not going to be promising it's going to work like I want it to work. Just a very thin line of glue. I hope you can see it. Very thin, guys. Just try it because this stuff gets really, tears easy when it gets wet. Okay. And then I want to glue it right at the seam. Glue it right at the seam. So I'm going to pull the dolly over, press it. This dolly is sewn in, so it ought to be okay. Okay, so did you see how I've just glued it really right there at the edge? Okay, and then what you have here is a lot of writing spot here. Okay, let that dry a few minutes. We're not going to do anything else right this second. Let that dry, and we'll come back to it. Okay, so I got to figure out what other page we want to do something to. We need to do a little more of something to the back, so we're going to work right here and see what we want to put in. So again, we can do a great big journaling card. We don't have a lot of space, so that's the only size of the written one I've got left. We can make us a pocket down here. Let's see if I've got I got just a long square pocket. I like this pocket right here. All right, so let's go with that. Well, then we've got this pretty scalloped edge one too. I like that even better. That's a little fancier. Now the question is, do I want it on this page or this page? I like it on that page, I think. And maybe a corner one on this page. Think about that. All right, let's go with this one. I think I'm gonna put it on the copy die page side. Again, I need to make sure the flaps fold back, so I'm going to go right here and measure it and just press it with my bone folder. Gives me a little bit of a fold line. Kind of breaks the paper a little so you get your fold line. Okay. I get too quiet, don't I? Maybe I should have some music in the background, something on those moments when I get busy and just don't talk. That's weird. I don't normally do that. I'm normally chatting off the storm. All right. I'm cutting this out so I don't get too much bulk right there in that corner. Cutting a little bit more of the back pocket out. You see I got bulk there. I don't want a lot of bulk right there. And see, I still got too much right there. So we just cut it just a little bit so that when we put this pocket down, we're not getting all that bulk. I just don't want it. All right, so we're going to put that on this page right here. So let's load the glue on. I'm not going to be stingy with the glue. I want it to adhere tight. Okay. And start in the back corner here. Put it down. Give me just a little bit of a line, maybe 1/8 of an inch, very small amount at the bottom, and just hold it for a minute until it kind of holds down. And again, my trusty fingernails are my good smoothing tool here. And because we're doing on top of that stitching, I got to give it a minute because that's the one place it doesn't want to grab real tight. And if you have that problem, you just grab a little fabric tack and put on those edges where you've got sewing, if you need to. All right, so again, we're going to make us a tag. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to do 2. I might do 2 tags. All right, so I'm going to do something a little different on this one. Okay. I want this one to fold over. So we want to make it this long, but we're going to make it where we can fold it. So let's go ahead and fold it. I do not want to waste. Give me a second. Let me think about that. I don't want to waste that, but I'm going to go with this swing, I think. And I don't want but half of it to have. So we're going to cut this in half. All right, cut this in half like this. Okay. So now what I want to do is figure out how much of this picture we're going to be able to get into that. And I want the swing. That's what I'm after, is that pretty swing. I think I want that swing on this one. So I'm going to take this card and even it out. It's not looking even to me. That edge is not looking even to me. My eye doesn't see an even edge. It sees a very uneven edge. I could be wrong, but most of the time when my eye's not seeing an edge, it's right. And it is larger at the top than it was at the bottom. See, I did notice it was crooked. So we've got that evened out. And so we're going to put it like this again, and we're going to even out again before we cut our picture to match this. Again, this is a writing spot, so it's going to look strange for a minute, but I promise you we're getting to where we need to get. Okay, so I want to cut the front part out the same size as this, but we really need flowers, and I don't think I'm picking up enough flowers there. And I don't really think I want the lines that the bicycle would make me have. Let me just look a second and see if I have any other pieces that would, I don't want to do that, I've already used it. And this would match that pocket really nicely. You know what, we'll add something to this. I want the swing. I just want the swing. So I'm going to lay it on here as evenly as I can to make sure that I'm cutting what I want. And I'm going to draw this. Okay. That is so crooked. All right, let's take a look at this. Miss Genius, go ahead. There you go, get it straight. All right. Sorry guys, I had to stop the video a second. My husband walked in the door. We've got to go to work. We've been called to work, but we're going to finish this video and then we'll come back tomorrow and do some more. I'm sorry that I have to go on my other job. I keep praying that God will open some doors so that I can retire. So please, please, please subscribe so I can get myself advertising more through YouTube. And I want to be able to retire. I want this to be my retirement income. I don't have to make a lot, but I have to make enough to substantiate what I would lose. Minus my retirement. I already am doing my Social Security, so it's just a small amount. All right, now, let me show you what I'm doing. All right, we are going to fold this over like this. So this has to be laid onto another piece of paper that's this size, like this, so that's my back, and then my center is going to be just some kind of something, which could be this. I really don't want the bicycle tire to pop in there. Is this one wide enough? Oh, that's perfect, guys. All right, so what we're going to do, this is going to be the inside. So we're going to lay it like this so that when we fold it over, this is your inside, that's your outside, that's your front. Does that make sense? It will when I get through. All right, so we're going to start. Oh, let me make sure we're going to get it folded right. Yes, this is right. Let's glue this piece here. Get your folding in your head really right before you start gluing. Okay. All right, so we've got to glue this one down onto this piece. This is going to be a writing card, a journaling spot. It's a little wider than it needs to be, so we'll trim it. But let's get that down, okay? Get it down, get it even, because you know you've cut that even, so make sure you're even. My little smoothie tool's hiding from me. That's okay, we'll use the roller this around. I have no idea. There it is. It's just so white I couldn't see it. Okay, so that's that. Then I'm going to turn this over. Really doesn't matter. Just got to get this piece on and you're going to leave just a little gap between it. That piece has to go on next. Make sure it's up the right way. Don't put it on sideways. Okay. Along this edge here, leaving a little bit of gap where it's going to fold. I got to get my head out of the camera. Okay. Let's smooth it down. Yeah, it looks kind of strange right this second, but it'll make sense in just a minute, guys. Okay, let's trim the excess white off. You can make greeting cards like this too. Simple greeting cards. Simple thank you notes can be done this way. Okay, now, that's the inside, that's the outside. That's our gap, our fold gap. The glue's not really good and dry yet, but we're going to go ahead and fold it. Let it finish drying after I get my fold on. Okay, there's my fold. There is our card. There's our journaling, our secret journaling card, guys. Got a lot of journaling space there, and that's going to go in here. And we're going to find some kind of a tag or something else to go there about what we got made. I'm going to round my corners. I like the rounded corners, so we're going with rounded corners again. I want the large rounded corners on this one. At the top, I'm not going to do the top edge, just the bottom corners is all I'm rounding. Okay. There you go, that. All right, then I'm going to, of course, you know, stain it. You know, that's just a given that it has to be stained. And that's something you can do, guys. You can print your little lined paper and make hundreds of these and set them aside and have them just to slide into your journal kits, or make them kind of neutral so that no matter what color scheme you're doing, you've got these. Now, another thing I can tell you, we'll do this again, but another thing you can actually do is you can actually add notebook paper in here. You could add a whole bunch of the notebook papers in here and make this into a little booklet if you wanted to also. We'll do that on another video. Okay, if you want to add anything else, I was worried that cutting the swing out, I didn't get enough flowers, but I think there's plenty. But if there was not and you weren't happy, you could go in and cut more of them out of different sheets and do that. Okay, another thing you can actually do if you want, you can make a pocket right here. You could take a piece of something that's left over and make a pocket here, if you wish to add something else too. That would be cute too, having a pocket on the inside. I just really want this just for a journaling card. Just want it to be quick and simple. And then we're going to add one more thing, which is, I think, a larger tag to the back. And that's what you're going to have on that page. I think that's simply lovely. I am going to go ahead and punch my hole. And that's my tiny punch. I don't want that one. My big one, there it is, over here in this corner. Y'all probably spotted it before I did. Okay, let's go ahead and make a hole. And let's go find, I think I want a little piece of lace, if I can find a little piece of lace to go in there. I like this piece of lace. Oh, wow, that would be pretty down the side. I like that. Well, that's something you can think about, guys. If you want to put some lace on your tag, you can do it at a later time. Let me find a piece of something to tie it with. I got a little piece of shear. I kind of like this. It's a strip I've already cut off of something. So let's go ahead and work with this one. Okay, everybody knows the routine on the bow, right? Under, under, over, under, over, and under, okay? Like so. Bring it down. It's like you're tying a shoe. Okay? Spread your glue, just a little glue, and then pull tight. Pull it tight. Okay? So now that glue is going to pull that tight. And make your little loops. You can make them big to start with. Loops are adjustable. If you didn't know that, you can adjust loops. Okay, the way, and what I mean by adjusting loops, okay, let's get all this stuff going up one way. Okay, you can adjust the loops. You see how long they are? Put your finger in the center and pull from the center and pull your loop down. Pull from the center and pull your loop down until you get the size loops you want on both sides. Pull tight again, and then do it again if you have to. Do it 2 or 3 times if you have to, till you get what you need. Pull it smaller than you need, maybe, and then when you stretch it that last time, you get the right size hoop you want, okay? And there is my bow. This one's a little longer, so I'm going to pull it again. Pull it tight. That's got it. Okay, then I'm going to come in, and I'm actually going to just cut my tails where they're sticking up. And there's my bow for that one. Okay, guys, that's 47 minutes into this video. So this is Nana Kaye. I'm going to say bye for right now. I have to run some errands. When we come back, we are going to try to do a couple of more just small projects for this particular journal signature. And then we're going to start on our 3rd signature. And after that, guess what? It's doing the cover. We'll start on the cover, and you'll get sunny summer days behind us because summer 2023 is gone. So let's wrap it up. Bye-bye for now. And thanks for watching, and please, please, please subscribe.